Well, there we go. I finished the Lord of the Ring trilogy. First The Hobbit, then the Lord of the Rings. And wow, what a great adventure. What a great journey. It was nice seeing these movies. I haven't seen these movies in 2 years, so I can't wait for Christmas of 2023 so I can dive back into this adventure. So I'm hoping, like, what I want for Christmas, I want to read the Lord of the Rings books, and I'm going to try to not make this a long video, hopefully, but did they just compress Desolation of Smaug and Battle of the Five Armies in one book with The Hobbit? Because I only saw The Hobbit. I didn't see Desolation of Smaug and Battle of the Five Armies at Barnes & Nobles. Unless they're out of print and they don't make it anymore, or they're out of those books. So I don't know, like, I wasn't sure, like, if they just did one book with The Hobbit and had all that stuff in the one book or what. But speaking of books, I had no idea The Hobbit was wrote in the 30s. I thought The Hobbit was wrote in the 80s. Same thing with, well, I kind of knew that. I think I knew the Fellowship, the Lord of the Rings books was written in the 50s or 60s. But for The Hobbit, I was just really was kind of surprised that, you know, Tolkien, J.R.R. Tolkien had this idea with all these stories and these characters in the 30s. So anyway, this movie cost $94 million to make, and it was the only Lord of the Rings movie that grossed. I think it was the only one that grossed a bill. I almost said 1,000. It only grossed $1 billion. Oh, I missed Christopher Lee. And it won all 11 awards at the Academy Awards. And there's only 2 movies to ever win Best Visual Effects for every movie. It was the Lord of the Rings trilogy and the original Star Wars. It won Best Visual Effects for New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. So, Rotten Tomatoes gave this a 94%. Metacritic gave it a 93, and IMDb gave it a 9 out of 10. Oh, Carl Urban. I love Carl Urban. John Noble, if you did not know, he voices Scarecrow in the Rocksteady Arkham Knight game as Scarecrow. Oh, Sean Bean, so good. The score, the visual effects, the story, the characters, just everything about these movies is just fantastic. So I don't know. I haven't really decided, like I said in the previous video, if I want to rewatch these maybe after Christmas in commentary, because, you know, I'm kind of curious, especially with this one. I want to hear the commentary, so I'm going to look on this disc and see who does the commentary. But anyway, excuse me. Man, that's a long movie. 4 hours and 10 minutes. So, I'm trying to think. Oh, I also want to say, I'm curious, like, you know, they defeated Sauron, so I wonder if, like, I know they didn't do any other books, I don't think, after Return of the King, but I wonder if, like, you know, Sauron came back before. I wonder if he would ever come back, or I'm sure there's still orcs. Just because of the ring getting destroyed, is orcs and goblins, are they still out there? I'm sure they had possibly more battles after they destroyed Sauron, so I'm kind of curious. But yeah, I'm excited to watch Rings of Power now on Amazon, so I'm kind of curious about that. I've heard good and bad things about it, so hopefully I'll start maybe this week or next week. So thanks everybody for taking time out listening to these videos and commenting and liking and favoring these videos while I watch The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. I'm sure I'll talk to you guys soon. Take care.